So it's Tuesday, another day off for me, and I'm just sitting here doing what people do on their days off, drawing pictures of Bruce Forsyth as a flower, as you do. Commission from someone on Instagram. So yeah, another catch-up video. So today I forgot to take my medication, my antidepressants, until 11 o'clock, so I'm bound to be extremely hyper and a bit more eccentric than usual, which I think is quite good for making videos. But so yesterday at work I was trying very hard to hide this horrible scab on the back of my hand, which is where my skin's just cracked, and it's almost like a crater on the moon, because there's a great big massive crack down it. And I've been trying to use this working hands stuff to heal it, but this one is really stubborn, and the internet told me to put some Vaseline on it, and the Vaseline seems to work better, so I might start using that to get rid of this eyesore on my hand. So at the moment my partner's away in Scotland opening and closing stores, and it's a hard stretch, this one. It's 2 weeks. It's a long time for him to be away, and for many reasons it's very sad for me, just because, you know, I have to deal with everything here at the house, and of course there's no one to talk to, and there's no one to bond with at all. It's just me and Annabelle, and Annabelle drives me up the wall to the point where I want to scratch the walls and tear the paint off, because it's just so annoying, because she just meows and meows and meows and meows and meows, and she wants me to play with her, but then she doesn't do anything when I play with her, so it's such a frustrating process. And then I decided to listen to that song, which is quite a lovely little song to think about the future, which is, "Our house is a very, very, very fine house, with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard." Yes, and I think that's a lovely song, because it's sort of hitting the nail on the head of what my future would be if me and Les one day won the lottery, because that's my ultimate dream, you know, one day to win the lottery or somehow get a massive wealth of money together. Now Les has all these ideas, you know. He wants to, you know, get like 10 properties and rent them all out and do all these things, he's got these ideas. But for me, myself, big house, a room that's been specially made for Annabelle, where she can, like, it's just totally tuned in for cats, you know. She'd have a massive great room, and there'd be like great big long planks of wood everywhere, and little tunnels where she can run through, because she deserves that, because she's a princess, and I'd like to do that. And we'd have cats, and maybe more than one cat. We'd have lots of cats, because I love cats. I had my birthday recently, on Saturday, which was, it had lots of elements in it, which I think made it a good birthday, because, you know, we had the day out, we had the costume, we had the cake, we had the cocktails, all these elements to make it one spectacular array. But at the end of my birthday I did get quite depressed, because firstly the cocktails epically failed. Yes, and that to think why it failed kind of makes me extremely depressed, because it makes me think, oh Grant, you can't get anything right. But it did fail. And then there was this god-awful wig, which I had actually complained about, because, you know, I went as Albert Einstein, but the wig was just so out of control that it just, you couldn't. I mean, I wanted to get lovely photos of me dressed as Albert Einstein, and it'd be lovely and great, but no, the wig was just out of control. And because it was quite hot, the eyebrows and the moustache kept falling off, so I had to use my own adhesive tape to stick it on. And even then it wasn't really sticking. And one photo did actually look quite good, and that's the one I've got on my Facebook profile at the moment. Which I managed to, because the wig came down over my eye, and there was this big long bit of hair coming down here, and I managed to, with paint of all things, you know, like, it wasn't Photoshop or anything, it was paint. I did try with Photoshop, but it didn't really work, so I used paint and managed to colour it so it didn't quite look as bad, so that was quite good. And we went to Knockhatch for the day, which most people say, oh, that's for kids, isn't it? Yes, but I mean, you can go run around Knockhatch pretending to be a kid, because there was this big castle, and we were all climbing up that and all this sort of thing, which was quite fun. And then when there was this like metal thing that goes woo, and we climbed up that, and that was fun. So yeah, it was a good day. And we went on the boats, which of course bound to cause Lauren Hardy moments. And there was this cute guy who was like getting all the boats ready. So that was good. Always nice. We went on the go-karts, which brings back that line to my memory, which goes, "You got to go the go-karts without," which is when I went there once with the Scouts, and that was one of the lines that I remember. Yeah, the go-karts were fun, but there was this small boy who came out from the go-karts when he finished, and he was like, "Oh, I overtook those people in the blue car 3 times." I wasn't driving because it was really sad, because there were so many people wanting to go on the go-kart that we had to go in twos, and even though it was my birthday, I didn't get to drive. Yeah, it was just, and this kid came out and he was like, "Oh yeah, I overtook that blue car. Everybody overtook the blue car." Yeah, but I don't know what it would have been like if I was driving. We never get to know that, but one thing that I worry about constantly, apart from my weight, is work, because in the end we are just that thin line away from having these inquiries or these inquests, because it's so easy for things to go wrong that they occasionally do. And one of the biggest thing, of course, I worry about is Challenge 25, because I have become extremely strict now. And I think if I did get another one of these failed Challenge 25, I could only say, I can't really become any stricter, because I'm at the strictest level now. But there are so many sort of, and trying to like trip you up a bit, and that's what makes it so hard and complicated, And I dread those sort of occasions where I go into work and they say, "Oh look, here's a problem, explain," And it's annoying that these things happen, because the ultimate sanction is that one gets fired, and I couldn't bear to lose my job, because I'm so grateful for it, because I've only ever had 2 jobs in my life, and the company I work for gave me that chance, and here we are 3 years later, and I'm just so happy to be there. So I'd hate to. And I'm always worrying about it, because it's in my nature to worry. But it's something that's always there in my head. And I was thinking about it last night in bed. Worry, worry, worry. And that's another thing, if I became rich, we'd sort out this brain. We'd fix it up. We'd probably go and see a hypnotist, and the hypnotist would like trick my brain, and he'd make me confident. And he'd give me that gift, like some sort of jewel in a fantasy book or something, this element which would make me confident, by just like hypnotising me to believe it, and he'd probably hypnotise me to believe in myself as well a bit more. But that's something we do. Yeah, we definitely do that. Fix my brain, because it's got so many holes in it that I do stupid things. So there we go. A little video. I may not even upload it, but there we go.